When staff can see the result of their efforts, know they are making a difference in the lives of children and families, they are more likely to continue to be enthused about their engagement with Kids Matter Early Childhood. We understand that when implementing any new framework or program, there is often a dip in momentum after a while, so it's important to think about ways that you can keep going with Kids Matter Early Childhood. You might like to suggest ways for staff to learn about and share new resources. Think about including new people on the leadership team. Adopt a whole team approach. Try to have more than one Kids Matter champion. Include parents as much as possible. And see mental health as core work and not as an add-on. Regularly check Kids Matter website, Shared Thinking blog and Plan Doing Reviewing e-newsletter.
It's really important that the leadership within the centre brings the focus of the educators to Kids Matter on a regular basis. And it can be in all sorts of elements within your team meeting or within your practice as you think about what you're doing, and we put it on our agenda, so it's on our agenda for every meeting that we have, and also available from time to time as a network meeting. So I'm going to one next week and I'm really excited to catch up with other centres and see what their goals are and see how they're going with theirs, so we can compare notes and get some ideas from each other.
Because Kids Matter is such a long framework, it takes approximately 2 years to get through it. People will have an ebb and flow of momentum while they're engaged in the project. In busy services and busy schools, a lot of things happen. So there are some things that we're aware of and some things we're not aware of. So being aware of the things that are going to come up and being aware that that will take away from time focusing on Kids Matter is a really important thing to know about, I think. And I think if you put the work in early, it's much easier to be aware of, to keep Kids Matter going, because you've got that sense of community established. And also, if at the beginning of Kids Matter you look at embedding it in policies and philosophies and day-to-day routines like staff meetings and your QIP, etc., then Kids Matter is already embedded. So it will keep the momentum. The momentum will continue because it's already there. It's part of the service. It's part of the service philosophy and part of the service culture.
There will be times when you'll lose momentum, when you'll feel stuck and you won't quite know what to do next. And so there are some important hints and tips that might help you through those times. One thing I've seen work really well in services is to make Kids Matter visible. So having a staff Kids Matter notice board, having a family notice board with Kids Matter, posting your action plans, and just having it visually there reminds everyone that you're still doing Kids Matter, even though you may not have done any conscious Kids Matter work for a month or two. Another important thing is to regularly schedule Kids Matter into your staff meetings. Have it as a standing agenda item in your staff meetings. Have time for having Kids Matter conversations in your rooms and with your co-educators anywhere during the day. If you feel like your leadership team is running out of steam, think about whether there are some new people who can come on the leadership team, or whether there's some people who need to take a rest from the leadership team. And sometimes the best way to get started again is actually to say, look, we're not even going to think about Kids Matter for 2 months because we've got too many other things on. So it might actually be a good strategy to put Kids Matter down for a couple of months, but you need to actually set a very clear date for when you're going to pick it up again, and you need to stick to that date.
Review what's happened so far and going back to the planning stage. And that's not a bad thing necessarily, because while sometimes we lose a lot of knowledge in the Kids Matter from a Kids Matter perspective, because we lose a lot of knowledge when a team member leaves, it's also can be a really good process of getting a new team member on board, because we get a whole new range of skill sets, ideas and enthusiasm to keep that momentum going.
Regularly reviewing your progress, keeping the plan do review process going and celebrating your successes are also strategies that will keep the momentum going. Remember, you're not implementing Kids Matter on your own. There's a community of early childhood services across Australia experiencing a very similar journey to you. Networking with others can help you along the way. There are many ways you can make connections with us and with others. This can be via our Shared Thinking blog or on Facebook. We look forward to further engaging with you in our collaborative learning community. When thinking about supporting the mental health and wellbeing of young children, there is no end or finish. There is always a way to improve. An understanding of why improvement is important and value will lead educators to regularly review their practice. When educators reflect on practice, seek out new knowledge and become familiar with the most current resources, the importance of continuous improvement becomes clear. Keeping the plan do review cycle going will help with continuous improvement. This is more likely when systematic processes and record keeping have been built into your practice. This could be having a Kids Matter as a standing agenda item in staff meetings, where Kids Matter goals are regularly reviewed and ensuring that Kids Matter is embedded into your quality improvement plan. Having these processes and records in place will help you to answer the most important question: how do we know that we've improved? By ensuring that you have included indicators for success in your planning, you're able to measure yourself against these indicators and celebrate your successes.